I wanted to give a video response to this question because I gave a very dry and mediocre answer in the comments. Okay, so I never intended to get into travel social work. I learned of it through a coworker like in 2020, and I put it off. I said I was going to put it off until I get my LCSW. However, at the end of 2021, I wanted to relocate from Seattle real bad. Like, I was so tired of living there. And so I wanted to move to Atlanta. So I started working with a Med Travelers recruiter, and I told him I want a contract in Atlanta because my thinking was I'll move down there, already have like a little job or whatever, and that'll give me 3 months to find a real one. So he couldn't find me an assignment in Atlanta, but he was like, well, I have one in DC. You want me to apply for you? And I was like, yeah, apply for me or whatever. So he applied for me, and then I heard back in a couple of days, and he was like, well, they're going to offer you the contract. I didn't interview or nothing. So I pretty much went in it not knowing anything. He told me it was going to be a case management position. It was actually a transplant social work position. Like, I knew nothing, literally nothing, because I didn't know what questions to ask. So within a couple of weeks, like, I was over in DC, and then throughout my contract, I started falling in love with travel because you don't have to invest in the work environment. Like, you're there to do your job for 13 weeks or whatever, and then you're out, okay? And most importantly, I fell in love with the money. Of course, the money is good. Like, you're definitely making at least double the money that you would be making in a staff position. However, now I know more about travel and what I recommend for making the decision to take the contracts. Did you talk with the manager or other members of the team, and do you have a good feel? Do you feel like you can do the job? Do you feel comfortable with the risk of the contract possibly being canceled? Because that's definitely a risk. Like, do you have any money saved? Do you feel comfortable with leaving security of your full-time job to do travel where the market is very risky? It fluctuates a lot, like the rates go up and down. Another thing to think about is the location where your assignment is affordable enough to live for 13 weeks with the rate that you're being offered. For example, if your assignment is in the Bay Area and they're only offering you like $1,500 or $2,000 a week, that's not affordable. Like, you definitely need more money. Whereas if you're like in Alabama or Mississippi and you're making like $2,500 or even $2,000, you can definitely afford to live there and profit from the rate that you're being offered. So those are some things I would definitely suggest thinking about before jumping into travel. Let me know if you have any other questions.